And the thing about truth, I'm no theologian, but the Bible does say that justice standeth afar off, because truth has fallen in the street. How could truth fall in the street? If someone is lifting up the truth, then there's no way the truth could fall. But to stand up and tell the truth, as Pastor C said, you become a target. So anybody who would stand up to the powers that be has to be willing to take the assaults and take the darts and the arrow by day and the arrow by night. Which is why one week they were praising Jesus, but by the end of the week, the same people that was praising him as Hosanna, save us, was the same people that said crucify him. And Jesus was the most perfect example that has ever touched the earth. And if the people could scream crucify him, then surely we don't stand a chance. That's on that note. To speak to what Brother Pastor Reverend Jennings has said, you know, we have to be careful who we consider to be a brother. Honorable Mayor, may I have you the floor? You know, you're a preacher, and Jesus said, there's two lessons. He said, I'm sending you amongst wolves. But he didn't stop there. He said wolves in sheep clothing. So be as wise as the serpent, but harmless, or some says humble as the dove. So if you're trying to unite with a wolf that's in sheep clothing, that's very difficult to do. And the second thing is, you know, it was a crooked lawyer that asked him, who's my neighbor? When he said, love your neighbor. And he gave him a parable. So when we go out searching for brotherhood and who we should love, we have a standard. Okay. The Herald Palladium. I'm looking at the Detroit News, and it says benefits for jobless hinge on a state bill. Now, I don't see this nowhere. And I know you're the local beat writer, so this don't fall on you. This is editors. But I know that editors are bought by corporations because the advertisers drive the content. Same way with WSJM, same way with the Herald Palladium. So they drive what's reported. And since we have a state representative in Al Pashoka and a state senator in John Prose who have swallowed their tongues in the midst of a crisis, not just a financial crisis in Benton Harbor, but a financial crisis in the state of Michigan. In the article, it talks about how the unemployment benefits, about 35,000 of Michigan's laid off workers will lose unemployment benefits next month. And about 150,000 by the year's end if the Michigan legislature doesn't approve a measure by Thursday, this Thursday, to extend jobless benefits. Congress approved the federal benefits in December, but states like Michigan must pass their own bill to allow workers to receive an extension from 79 to 99 weeks. To meet the deadline, the GOP-led legislator must act before lawmakers' 2-week recess that begins next week. If Michigan fails to act, it would be first and only eligible state in the country whose workers won't get the federally funded benefit. Nobody is reporting that. But if you know somebody on unemployment, let them know that they better be on notice. But we don't see Al Pashoka champion that legislation. We don't see State Senator Proles championing that legislation, but we see them rushing to pass an emergency management bill. See? So that's what you need to be questioning. I don't hear no other persons who are going along with them challenging them on that. Because if we represent you and your interests, then we should be able to go to Proles, to Pashoka, to Upton, and grab them by the collar.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And say, my people in Benton Harbor will be losing unemployment benefits. What are you going to do? So I'm saying it now. What are you going to do by Thursday? And I'm also saying, if they vote to tax seniors on their pension, to give a business break to businesses,
That's right.
a business tax break,
That's right.
we're voting you out in 2 years. If you don't get recalled.
Get them out now.
I wish that Palladium, I know you got to go, will write a story on their position.
Or maybe just the truth would be nice too.
So, lastly, Honorable Mayor, and I beg your pardon, this is the charter of Benton Harbor, which is being, how many have seen something shredded? Why do people shred things?
Hide something.
Either to hide it,
To hide to get rid of it so nobody else can see it.
that's criminal, right? Or it's no longer useful
To them.
to them. Okay. But another man's trash is another man's trash. So the charter of the city of Benton Harbor is being shredded. In our charter, we're to have a police department. Is that right, Chief?
That's correct, madam.
Thank you.
In our charter, we're to have a fire department.
Yes, that's right.
Is that right, Captain Seeds?
That's right.
I can't hear you.
That's
Okay.
right.
So that's being shredded. This is what adopted in June 21st, 1921, amended September 4th, 1928, revised April 5th, 1945. This is when it was controlled, the city of Benton Harbor, by white people. There was nothing wrong with the charter then.
That's right.
But now that we have assumed power, it's no longer needed.
We aren't even.
But it is. But let me just say this. This is the preamble. It starts by saying we, comma, the people of the city of Benton Harbor, comma, Michigan, comma, under the authority and by virtue of the Constitution and general laws of the state of Michigan, do hereby revise the charter of said city and do ordain and establish this charter for the city of Benton Harbor, Michigan, in the following form with provisions as hereinafter expressed. So that's the people. This is your document. Okay, let me just say what this, let you just see what's happening. The municipal corporation heretofore created and now existent, known and designated as the quote-unquote city of Benton Harbor, shall continue as a body corporate and politic under the same name, and shall include within its domain all the territory hereinafter described. Why it says the same name? That means can't nobody change the name. But you got people that's working to change the name.
That's right.
Because if you change and start shredding the charter, then now you just you on the path. Now it says it's a corporation. What just happened to T-Mobile? They just got bought out by AT&T, by another corporation. So Whirlpool is a corporation. Citizens for Progressive Change is a corporation. Consortium for Community Development is a corporation. And they're trying to merge and buy Benton Harbor out.
Under all those names.
Well, they create a new name. I'm with T-Mobile now, but welcome to AT&T. And lastly, this goes to what Mr. Harris is saying. The city of Benton Harbor shall be and hereby is divided into 4 wards to be known as the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th wards, and it gives the designations of how these wards and what territory these wards cover. Now, when you start losing representation, you lose your power. The state of Michigan lost a representative seat in Washington. And when that happens, they have to redraw and redistrict. Which means the territory is changed. And if we start wiping out in representation in each ward, then now how will the lines be drawn? Will you say from Pipestone back is now a township? From Pipestone to Gene Clark Park is it now a Harbor Shores township? And from Pipestone over is the city of Benton Harbor. So you have to look at what's the hand behind the hand.
There you go.
The Honorable Louis Farrakhan, which I know is for some that's too controversial, but he said when you playing chess, don't look at and focus on the piece. He said look at the hand that's moving the piece. Joseph Harris is just a piece.
That's right.
So we need to take our focus off of him and start looking at the hand that's moving the piece. And like Elijah, pastor, start dealing with them. Not with the little that they were sitting in. All right? So thank you, and I apologize for the length, but hopefully something was said. But please get on your state representatives about this bill.